is Jari Davis. This is my artist research project. So the artist that I chose was Kehinde Wiley. Kehinde Wiley is a modern American artist who was born in Los Angeles, but is now based in New York, where he creates his artwork. Kehinde's paintings are influenced by historical moments and people, but instead of creating a direct recreation of events, he changed them so the main characters in these paintings are black and brown men and women. He does this to unstigmatize black and brown men and women, as well as creating a better representation of them. For my first artwork, I chose The Three Boys that was made in 2013, and it is from the Jamaica exhibit. What Kehinde says about this work is that the art historical references reflects on the relationship between the island of Jamaica and her former colonial power. The medium that he used for this painting was oil paints. You can look and see in the picture where he also used highlights, as well as contrasting colors and patterns. I think this artwork represents the pride in the Jamaican culture by the way that they are posing, also by the native clothes that they are wearing. You can see that the painting features three boys posed up in islander clothing while on a vivid, colorful background. There's a pattern of colors, colorful flowers, red, pink, orange, blue, and purple that are all placed horizontally in a pattern-like manner in the background. You can also see the man on the far left, right, and his contrast pants compared to the horizontal flowers in the background. He has vertical stripes on his pants. Also, the colors that the men are wearing are less vivid and bright as compared to the background. The way the three boys are also all focus points of the painting. I wouldn't say this painting has a specific focal point because each boy captures your attention without one directly being the center of attention. My first reaction of this painting was that it reminded me of pictures that my uncles or aunts would have taken in the early and late 90s. Yeah. So, for my second artwork, I chose Jacob D. Graff, and it was made in 2018, and it is from his St. Louis exhibit. What Kehinde says about this work is that this artwork was inspired by the St. Louis nature and its community. He also used oil paints for this painting. I also think that in this painting there is patterns and contrasting colors. The artwork features a man standing with a long stick while dressed in what is St. Louis streetwear. St. Louis streetwear. The background consists of a vibrant blue with green and yellow plants that create a pattern on top of it. If you look closely, the plants, they have similar shapes all throughout, similar alternating shapes all throughout the background. The first thing I thought of when looking at this painting was that it reminds me of 80s and 90s rapper album covers, such as Snoop Dogg. Just the way the man is standing and dressed. But you can also see that it was, Kincaid put his own twist on it. So in this painting, he had artist Louisiana, well, St. Louis natives posing for his paintings. He wanted the authenticity of that. You can see the contrast of the vibrant background compared to the man's, seemingly duller clothes. It's not as bright and light as the background. You can also see how the plants on the background is overlapping the man. Yeah. And then I already mentioned the flower background and how that's a pattern. I really like this painting because I just like the vibe from it. I don't know why, but in a way, it feels very nostalgic to me. So artwork 3 is Ships on the Stormy Sea. It was made in 2017, and it's from In Search of the Miraculous exhibit. So Kahinde says about this work is that it's a piece that interweaves the canon of art history with the present-day politics to investigate key subjects of migration, madness, and isolation in contemporary America. He also used oil paints in this. Kahinde used oil paints in all of his works. In this painting, you can clearly see the contrasting colors and the focal point, which would be the man on the bright sailboat, well, with this white sail on the sailboat in the front. That's the focal point. That's where he wants us to look. He also did variation in size and colors to create more depths throughout the painting and paint the scene of a stormy sea. You can see the waves are all different size, which creates the illusion of a rocky sea. Also, the illusion of something being far away with the ship that's in the back. He painted it smaller, so it seems as if it's far away than the man on the sailboat. This artwork caught my attention because of the tone that it set. It reminded me of the Atlantic slave trade in a way. I say this because if you look closely, the man looks like his clothes is torn and battered. Also, the tone that it sets kind of makes it seem like the ship in the back is menacing and gives off bad vibes compared to this ship that is, lighter in color. The cell, it makes it seem like it's almost like a savior. So I feel like for this painting, that is a man that somehow escaped from that boat and is on his sailboat in trying to escape to freedom. Yep, he uses in the sky, you can see he uses darker colors to emulate the storm, to express that there is a storm by making the clouds darker and more menacing, creating, I don't want to say fear, but kind of like, like an overbearing of a storm, dark storm clouds outside. That's what I feel like Kincaid was doing when he painted the dark stormy sky. He just wanted to further allude that, it's a really stormy time. Some questions that I would have if I meet Kincaid, I would like to ask him about his journey with art and how it landed him to this form of art, because he does a lot of portraits, but he also puts his own twist on them, especially with the background. I also wanted to ask him about his reasoning behind using oil paints. Is this his preferred creation tool, or is simply the one that works the best for him? Kincaid's artwork influenced me because it makes me want to get into portraits, as well as explore oil paints as well. I'm not the best artist. I can barely draw a stick figure, but seeing his portraits and the meaning behind them of his paintings and stuff, it really inspires me to want to do practice more and get better at it. All my references I got from the Kehinde Wiley website. All his It has his biography, and how he got into painting and the meaning behind his artwork, and just a breakdown of all his different exhibits and stuff. If you're interested, I would highly suggest going to look at his work because it's a cool website and it's very informative. Thank you.